Hello and welcome to my presentation on sport for international development. Development began as an instrument of the Cold War. At the end of the World War II, aid was in desperate need. The Marshall Plan was set up, which was a 4-year $13 billion aid programme to help in the recovery and stabilisation of Europe. Please watch the following video as to how sport has an impact on international development. Here is a quote from Nelson Mandela on how powerful sport is as a tool for change. So what makes international development? In the year 2000, the UN agreed on 8 goals which were designed to overcome poverty in third world countries. These 8 goals are called Millennium Development Goals and range from tackling extreme poverty and hunger to achieving universal primary education. As you can see, these are the symbols of each goal, and it clearly states what their main priority is to achieve. Have the MDGs worked? Next video will illustrate if these 8 goals have been reached. Although the MDGs were a great success, the Sustainable Development Goals came into place on the 1st of January 2016 to end all forms of poverty. So what's next? I know. We will now move on to aid and how this relates to international development. So what exactly is aid? Aid is the word used to describe help given to poor countries by the rich countries. Theory suggests that aid is needed in order for quality of life to remain successful for present and future generations. There are many different types of aid, such as charitable, conditional, and emergency aid. Sport for development and peace is the use of sport to meet development goals. It is made up of national and international sports organisations, governmental and non-governmental organisations that have all worked in poor countries to bring about development. Bruce Kidd mentioned in the previous slide that Sport for Development and Peace are made up of governmental organisations, and these are agencies run by the government or alongside the government which help in the advancement of development. Non-governmental organisations are not established by the government and are very citizen-based, focusing on one specific problem. The next 2 slides name just a few NGOs and GOs which help to combat extreme poverty. Summary. There were 8 Millennium Development Goals which were created in 2000 to help combat poverty. In 2016, the Sustainable Development Goals were introduced to end all forms of poverty. GOs are permanent agencies and NGOs are very citizen-based.
Created using Powtoon.